Tweebaa.
Hi, Earning Warehouse partners! Ready to upload your products on the Tweebaa website? Let me show you how to fill in the product upload Excel sheet. First, you need to prepare information for your products. Here is a list of required info you need to have before filling in the Excel sheet. When you have prepared the required info, you can start filling the Excel. Once you open the Excel with the sheet named Supplier Upload Form, you will notice there are headers highlighted in yellow. These are the required column, which you must fill in. For non-highlighted columns, we do encourage you to fill in as much as you can. The more info you can provide, the easier it is for Tweebaa to verify. Here you can see we have already filled in an example of our product Kitty Liddy. You can review the data and compare it to your document whether you provided all the correct information. You can start inputting the product name in column A. In our example, we are going to upload our product Poddillo. Next, you can fill in the categories, subcategories, and sub-subcategories. Just copy the categories from Excel sheet named Full Categories List and paste it in column C to E. Now you can input tags of your product in column F. Tags are the keywords that will be used for searching the products. You can input a maximum of 10 tags, and each tag must be separated by a comma or a space. Here are some examples of tags for our product Poddillo: home massage pillow, sun tanning, resting, comfort. Column G, brief description, is the simple description of your product. It is limited to 550 characters. Column H, detailed description, is where you put complete product info. This is considered as the detailed description of your product page once it is on the Tweebaa website. Here we have the detailed description for Poddillo. Up next is the important part of a product, the images. There are two ways to upload images. There are two columns, K and L, for you to choose either URL or image file. Let's talk about the URL type. Basically, all you have to do is paste the actual URL link of the product image in column K. If you have more than one product image, you can separate the URL by a comma. Here is an example of Poddillo image using URL type. For file type product image, you need to input the image file name in column L. Again, if you have more than one product images, you can separate it by a comma. It is similar to URL type upload, but instead of a link, you input the image file name. The actual image files need to be sent separately to Tweebaa by email. If using file type for image upload, please put all image files in a zip folder, then send the zip folder directly to support@tweebaa.com. Note on file type image: names of images on the Excel form must match the names in the image folder where you store the images, and it has to be unique, cannot be duplicated. Here is an example of Poddillo with two images. We have input both types in our example here for demonstration only. Next, you need to input the suggested retail price in column M. It will be used on your product detail page after it is uploaded to the Tweebaa website. Our example of suggested retail price is $39.99. For MAP, minimum advertised price, if you do not have one, you can leave the column N blank. One of the key factors that Tweebaa uses to evaluate product is the MOQ, minimum order quantity. Remember to input your best MOQ for each product. The example of MAP for Poddillo is $25. Supplier SKU is the unique product number ID. It is important to maintain this because Tweebaa will be using this ID to remind you when the stock is low. Input the supplier SKU in column V, and this number has to be unique. Our Poddillo SKUs are 2000154211, 2000154210 for two different styles. Next section is the specification of product from column X to column Z. This is the section where you input the details for each product. Details such as style, color, size, etc. In other words, it is the information to indicate one product with different styles. One product can have multiple styles, and you need to input all styles into the Excel sheet. Also, you can leave it blank if you do not have a spec. For example, Let's take an example of Podillo with 2 styles and 2 colors. In this case, you need to input 2 entries of Podillo. Here you can see we have stripes and dots. Specs type is the type of specification you can choose. And here is the list. Simply input one of the types from the above list in column X. In our example, we are using style for Podillo. Specs name in column Y is the name that you will use to specify your specification. For example, we will input dots and stripes for both SKUs. Color means color of your product. You can simply input color names such as white, black, and blue in column Z. It is that simple. Also, you can leave it blank if you do not want to display color. For color, we can leave it blank, as we have style for Podillo. Next is to let us know if you want to display specs and color. Simply put Y, yes, or N, no, in columns AA and AB. For Podillo example, we need to display specs, but we do not need to display color. Now, wholesale price. This is the key factor as consumers make their decision to purchase. You input the wholesale price, USD, that Tweebaa is going to pay in column AE. Remember to provide the best price you can offer. In Podillo example, we have put $20 as the wholesale price for Tweebaa. QTY, the quantity that you prefer to be shipped to Tweebaa Warehouse. Just input the number of quantity in column AF. We are planning to ship 100 pieces of Podillo as an example, so we input 100 here. Last but not least, the dimension and weight of your products. There are 3 sections from column AG to AJ. This is significant, as it will be used to calculate shipping fee and warehousing fee. Please input accurate data. The first section is product dimension and weight. Input data in column AG to AJ. Our Podillo product dimension and weight are as follows, and we will input these in corresponding columns. The second section is dimension and weight of package, including product. Input the data in column AL to AO. The third section is master carton dimension and weight, including number of units inside one master carton. You can input the data in column AP to AT. Remember to let us know if your packaging is packed in a remailer box or not. Just put Y, yes, or N, no in column AK to indicate. Since it is going to be shipped directly to customer, each Podillo is packed in remailer box, so we input Y. Now, once the sheet is complete, you are ready to send it to Tweebaa for approval. Before we move forward, there are some tips that you should always remember. Number 1. One product with multiple SKU, style, color, needs you to fill in multiple rows. You can copy each row and modify the specification part. Number 2. Supplier SKU are unique for each product and each SKU, style, and color. Number 3. There are 2 types of image. You can input URL or file. You only need to input one type. Number 4. Video is not required, but it would be nice to include it. You can put info in column U. Number 5. All non-highlighted columns are not required, but you are encouraged to fill those as well. Remember, if you still have questions after watching this tutorial, please contact one of Tweebaa's customer representatives. See you next time!
Join us at Tweebaa.com.